You're watching a special Belmont Stakes edition of the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers here on site at the pretty magnificent Saratoga Race Course. I've broken my maiden here this week, my first time here, and I've got to say, Alex, I know we're both Del Mar guys, and I do love Del Mar, but this has got some charm about it, doesn't it? I just love Saratoga.
It does. It's beautiful, and it's like horse heaven. If you've been to Oklahoma and you've seen the sunrises come up with the mist and the steam and the horses, it's one of the most beautiful settings for racing. For my season, after being on a plane for 8 months, I can't leave Del Mar. It's so hard to want to come back here. But that's why I do love the Belmont being here. And it was exceptionally unique last year, and I can't wait to see the meet this week. We got 3 great days of racing.
Yeah, no, it's been a fantastic week. A little bit of rain on the forecast for Friday and Saturday, which should make things interesting for a few of the races, particularly the ones on the turf as well. But we'll see what happens. And I'll tell you what, Alex, this is yet another venue that we've taken the Hong Kong Racing Show. We've been on the road throughout the season. I think we're nearly at episode 40, which is pretty phenomenal. I think it's 38 or 39. Dallas, our editor, will be able to tell us. But yeah, another site, Saratoga, to add to all the others that we've been to this year.
We're bringing people from all over North America into Hong Kong racing. And in fact, yesterday morning, I was watching Happy Valley from the house. They're making some bets, donating some of the money I made back on Friday night back to the handle. But that's awesome. Happy to be here, but it's lovely, and East Coast time is great for Happy Valley. It's just right in the morning.
That's so true.
I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. to watch it.
I was over at the Oklahoma training track just behind us on Wednesday morning, doing a few interviews with a few trainers, and also keeping my eye on Happy Valley at the same time. So no, it's a good time zone, the East time zone, for the Wednesday morning racing. Well, let's start with a look at the Belmont Stakes. We've obviously been following the American Triple Crown quite closely here. Of course, we have former Hong Kong rider Umberto Rispoli on journalism, who's been such a prominent horse throughout the series, and the only horse that's going to be contesting all 3 of the Triple Crown races, which is pretty fantastic. It's given us a good excuse with Umberto's connection with Hong Kong to follow the American Triple Crown and bring our Hong Kong viewers a little bit of an insight into American racing, because we always bring our American followers insight into Hong Kong racing. So it's a shorter field, and journalism gets to lock horns again with the Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty, and of course Baeza, who ran 3rd. Umberto won the Preakness since then, and gets his chance to beat Sovereignty as well, and perhaps win 2 legs of the Triple Crown. Whilst this isn't open for the Triple Crown, it certainly has that feel to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's because we've got so many talented horses coming back and running the mile and a quarter. I think it does make it a bit different here. The American Triple Crown normally run over 2,400 meters, 12 furlongs at Belmont. Because of the construction there, we're running 10 furlongs, a mile and a quarter here at Saratoga. And I think that actually probably makes it a more interesting race, to be honest. Like, you have all 3 horses coming back, 2 on 5 weeks rest, journalism on short rest. And then again, we have rain in the forecast. So we've got the Derby running the rain. I don't think that's going to affect either of these 3 horses, actually, to be honest with you. So I think the weather shouldn't be a factor in this race. Turf racing may be a bit different, but I do like what we got here, and I think it's going to be a good race. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an outstanding race. I'm predicting that it's going to be the same trifecta as the Kentucky Derby. Perhaps the order will be different, but I think it'll be the same box trifecta as the Kentucky Derby. And I've been lucky enough to catch up with a few of the connections here as well, and we will start with journalism. Now, disclaimer, we've had to pre-record this week's show. We've got a little bit going on, and I would not normally throw to an interview that I haven't conducted yet, just in case it doesn't happen. But I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to catch up with Umberto Rispoli a little later today. He was very busy on the first couple of days of Belmont. So let's hear from Umberto and the latest on journalism. If for whatever reason I don't catch up with Umberto, we're going to sub in Michael McCarthy. All right, here we go. All right, Umby, how pumped are you to be jumping back aboard journalism on Saturday?
I mean, it's always pleasant, it's a horse, then as everybody knows, it's a powerful horse, it's a great horse. Those horses that you never want to quit riding, you always want to ride them. Very excited for the Belmont show.
You breezed him on Sunday. Can you compare how he felt in that breeze, his final breeze before the Belmont, in comparison to how he may have felt in his final breeze before the Preakness and the Kentucky Derby?
I mean, he haven't breezed for the Preakness because it was just 2 weeks apart, so he just have a few strong gallop around. I felt him the same as good as was for the Kentucky Derby. Same energy, looks like, then doesn't really bother him. It looks like he's in the top of the form, you know, and then the morning is something, afternoon it's totally different. So hopefully he's going to be healthy, sound and strong for the race. And look, it's going to be a tough race. He's the only one horse making the third legs of all the 3 legs of the Triple Crown is going to happen, and looking forward to have a great performance.
I've heard some great interviews with you in the last couple of weeks, particularly the one on Fox yesterday, where you really just call a spade a spade. Do you feel like you've got a few critics to silence on Saturday?
I honestly, Andrew, I don't think I need to respond on anything. I always said, you know, you put 100 riders, top riders around the world in that spot to where I was, you tell me if they wouldn't take that spot. So if somebody say no, they will lie to you. So look, that's horse racing. As I said, you know, racing coming around like that, people can talk, people can say everything they want, but if you never ride a horse, and if you haven't ridden horse racing, you don't know what means, what happened at that time. So we have to take a split-second decision. And of course, if I would have a horse, I would go around for sure. So that's not even a question. But you know, sometimes people likes to keep pinching and making a drum on this. I think this is past. It's almost 3 weeks ago. We need to focus on this, which is the most important thing right now.
For sure. There's also a beautiful piece out at the moment with World Horse Racing. Fantastic feature. In case you're listening, make sure you watch that one. You were awesome in that. This isn't the end of the novel with journalism, but perhaps it's the end of the chapter on Saturday with the Triple Crown season wrapping up. What would it mean for you to add a Belmont to the Preakness victory and that Kentucky Derby runner-up?
Look, it would be amazing. It would be, of course, a strange and a different feeling, but a little bit sour at the same time. Because imagine if you would have got the Derby as well, if you would have won the Belmont as well, that would be obviously a Triple Crown. But I'm already pleased of this journey with them, with everything happened around, with all the family, with the support, with all the McCarthys, with the Wellmans, all the owners and partners on the horse. They've been very great with me, good support. And look at this, as I said, it's horse racing. We're going to close this chapter and open another one after the Belmont. So I'm pretty positive. I know he's a great horse, he's a capable horse. He can win the Belmont. So we just keep our finger crossed for a healthy and safe race, and the best horse would win.
Awesome. Well, you and all the team involved with journalism and the horse himself should be so proud of yourselves. And over the last few weeks, it's been awesome to watch you, and all the very best on Saturday when we go get him.
Thank you.
All right, it was great to hear from or Michael, whoever it was from team journalism there. I also had a chance to catch up with Junior Alvarado, the Kentucky Derby winning jockey. These interviews were done, I should mention too, on behalf of HBI Bet, who I've been doing some interviews with here, the Canadian ADW through Woodbine, also a partner of the Hong Kong Jockey Club. But yeah, I also caught up with Junior Alvarado outside the Jocks room to talk about sovereignty. Well, Junior, first of all, congratulations. I know it was 5 weeks ago, but are you still on cloud nine?
Was it 5 weeks ago? It feels like a couple of days ago. But yeah, still cloud nine. I don't know how long this really lasts, but I enjoy it. You know, every single day I wake up, I still get to remember that I won the Derby. And like I said, I just enjoy it every minute of it.
Yeah, and now you haven't been on Sovereignty's back since then, but from what you've been told from the camp and what you've seen on video, do you like what you see?
Absolutely. You know, he looks very sharp in the gallops. He looks very strong in the workout. So I'm really very excited to look forward for this Saturday at Belmont. You know, he looks with a good energy, and like I said, Bill Mott, he looks tremendous at the track. When he used those kind of words to describe the way the horse is doing, you know, it always gets me excited.
Yeah, you're renewing your rivalry with journalism and your friend Umberto Rispoli as well. Are you looking forward to that?
Absolutely. You know, I think it's great for the sport. You know, I love a little bit of competition. You know, I think that's what is part of our sport. You know, have a good competition. You know, good rivalry, and yes, I'm definitely looking forward.
Nice one. Okay, and in terms of how you think the race is going to run, you've got Rodriguez there and a little bit of speed. Where do you think you'll see yourself in the race?
Well, I think, you know, Rodriguez got speed. I think Crudo will put a little bit of the speed to the race too, and you know, I think after that, you know, I will have to try to see where my horse wants to take me, where he wants to put me. I know that won't be a problem. Whatever he wants to be, you know, I'll let it be. If farther back, if it's a little closer, I gotta let him do his run at the beginning, and then, you know, when he's ready, he's gonna let me know, and then if we have to pick it up a little early, we'll do that, and we should be fine though.
What would it mean to add a Belmont Stakes to your season?
Well, I can call myself a double crown if I get to win the Belmont Stakes, and plus it's here in New York, which is my hometown, so that will be extremely super special too.
All the very best on Saturday, Junior. We'll be cheering for you.
Thank you so much.
So Junior's still on cloud 9 there after winning the Kentucky Derby. Yes, it was 5 weeks ago, Junior, and he's looking forward to this Saturday's Belmont Stakes aboard Sovereignty. The other jock that I caught up with is the rider of Baeza, third in the Kentucky Derby. Here's Flavien Prat. The way Baeza finished the Kentucky Derby for third and that gallop out must have you pretty excited about the Belmont Stakes on Saturday.
Yeah, it was surely encouraging. I mean, I was expecting him to run a good race, and he surely did, yeah.
And you were on his back the other day here at for training. What sort of a feel did he give you? Has he changed much in the last 5 weeks?
Not much change. If it did change, I would say probably a little better. But overall, I thought it was just a good breeze. I love the way he was moving, and yeah, he was going to the race in perfect condition.
Awesome. How do you see the race kind of unfolding? Obviously, you got Rodriguez in it with a little bit of speed. Do you think he'll be quite prominent?
I mean, it's surely going to be different than the Derby. Obviously, a lot shorter field, and there could be one or two that could be a little faster than us. But yeah, I expect him to be a little closer for sure.
Awesome. And he's still quite lightly raced as well. So do you get the impression that there's still a lot of improvement to come?
I think so. I mean, in my opinion, every race he's been running better, race after race. I mean, the Derby was, you know, obviously a big field. I thought not as much experience as journalism or sovereignty. So yeah, I think it's very encouraging.
All right, we're excited to watch Baeza go around on Saturday. All the very best. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Alex, we've heard from all the jocks there. Flavien, obviously very excited to jump on Baeza there, who looks to have still a ton of upside, being
Absolutely.
the more lightly raced of the horses. Have any of them changed your mind, or what are your selections going to be for the Belmont Stakes this weekend?
Look, I joked with Umby when I saw him at Santa Anita that how much you're going to pay me not to show up, because the only times I've been to the race course when journalism ran, he has not won, unfortunately. But I'm going to stick with my boy. I can't get off him. I'm on journalism here. It's an interesting run because he's got the outside barrier, and you'd imagine he's going to be able to track Baeza into the run. Baeza probably will go a bit more forward, I would imagine. I don't know. We'll see with the pace of the race. And Sovereignty probably going to have the dream run where he gets to follow everybody and see what happens out in front of him. But it's interesting. And then pace-wise, Rodriguez going to the front. If he gets a lone lead, track is sealed, he could be tough. We'll see what the pace does. But I still, on the top three horses, Journalism, Sovereignty, Baeza. I'm going to go with those three.
Yeah, look, I'm with you as well in terms of the top three. I'm just going to change the order around a touch. But I think the fact that what Journalism did in the Preakness was pretty freakish.
Absolutely.
I think if you swap their rides or their runs in the Kentucky Derby, Sovereignty and Journalism, perhaps Journalism gets the nod there.
Couldn't agree more.
And of course, Journalism has now beaten Baeza at their last two starts as well. I think Journalism is the benchmark. He's certainly going to be match fit, having danced every dance here in the Triple Crown Series, and he's the logical choice to put on front too. He's the 8-5 morning line favourite. I suspect the odds might be a little closer by the time they jump between Journalism and Sovereignty. Sovereignty I'm actually going to put back to third because I do really like Baeza. I think he's just a real kind of untapped talent. You just don't know what you're going to get from him, and his run in the Kentucky Derby was absolutely flying home. And if you have a look at them, I think half a furlong past the winning post, he'd gone past Sovereignty and Journalism. So same distance here, and we'll see what happens. He's had 5 weeks to mature and train. So yeah, I've got Baeza in for a second and Sovereignty in for third. Any final thoughts on the Belmont? I know you've been photographing a lot of them and you've seen Heart of Honor and a few others, but what else have you seen out there in terms of how the horses are looking?
That journalism looked incredible this morning, and to me, he's just a big, like for his body size and how big he is, he's big like Curlin, but he's athletic as can be. I mean, we saw that in the Preakness where he cut through that hole and was able to handle that. Everyone looks exceptionally well, and generally these Grade 1 races, when you see these international meets, and it is an international meet with Heart of Honor coming over from Dubai, all these horses look like Grade 1 winners. They look like high-class individuals, and everyone looks like, to me, like they've gone into this race exceptionally well, and I expect an exciting race for the fans.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic race. So that's around 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday if you're watching in North America. So that'll be about 7 a.m. Sunday morning. I think it's exactly 12 hours ahead Hong Kong is from Eastern time. So that'll be Sunday morning if you're tuning in from Hong Kong, and around 9 a.m. if you're watching from Australia, because I know we've got a few Australian fans as well. All right, well, let's turn our attention to Hong Kong. And before we look at a couple of races and give you some winners at Sha Tin this Saturday night, Sunday morning, I thought we'd also just mention a couple of news items, and I wanted to give a shout out to Ellis Wong, Alex, who got a double at Happy Valley on, I think it was Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, yep.
And he's been riding sensationally well, hasn't he?
Really well at Happy Valley, too. He had, I believe, when I was there, I think he had 3 winners on the card 2 weeks ago. And he had the 2 winners last night. Great ride on Kahalo Angel, too, lifting that horse late in the last 50 meters and getting him to kick home. And he's built a nice relationship with Casper Founds. And doing really well.
And that was the first horse, Kahalo Angel, that he ever rode in Hong Kong as well. So that was kind of cool as well to get a double at Happy Valley on the weekend, and that was one of his horses that he'd had a bit of a connection with as well. So I think he's still claiming 7 pounds.
Still on 7 pounds. He's got to be getting close to losing the 7, though.
Yeah, I'd think so.
He's had a wonderful season.
Yeah, 17 wins for the season. So good on you, Ellis. Keep it up, keep it going. And the other race that we want to look at, the race that we want to look at on Saturday night, Sunday morning. In fact, I should say the times have changed too. This time of year they moved to twilight racing on a Sunday at Sha Tin due to the warmer weather. So race 1 is going to be 4 a.m. Eastern. That's 1 a.m. Pacific. So whether you're staying up late or getting up early, there's your new time. So 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific for the rest of the season. We've got about 5 or 6 weeks left. So the feature race, race 7, the Lee on handicap. It's a class 2 over the 1400 metres, about 7 furlongs. A nice field too. Number 1 is Healthy Happy, hasn't won now for a couple of seasons. 2 Young Champion has shown glimpses of talent throughout his career. 3 Dromberg Banner should be the speed. First off the layoff, runs well fresh. Invincible Shield has won 3 of 5 since coming to Hong Kong. 6 Dancing Code will be on the pace. 7 Light Years Charm steps up from Class 2 company for the first time after a last out win. Zach Purton sticks solid there. And a look at the speed map shows Drombeg Banner taking up the charge over Healthy Happy and Dancing Code. Alex, who do you like in the feature race at Sha Tin on Sunday?
I've been a massive fan of Invincible Shield since he got into Hong Kong. I got a text from his Mafu telling me you're going to love this horse and how nice he is. I didn't think the rider fit him well last time. He gets Jason Orman aboard this time, which I think he's a bit stronger in the late run. This horse has had a different rider every single run in Hong Kong. Drew Barrier 14 his first time, but this is the horse that I really like. And I do expect him to be a Class 1 type, a graded stakes type in the future. So that's who I'm going to go with in this run.
Nice one. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Light Years Charm, up in grade, of course, but down in weight. I think he'll get a similar setup to last time, tucked in behind the speed. Shouldn't be too far behind Drombeg Banner, and I think Zach won pretty confidently on him last time, so it'll be interesting to see how he makes the step up. This is tougher, but he looks to have plenty of talent and should be capable. Speaking of Zach, he's aboard my best bet of the card, race 9, number 2, Forza, who's chasing a hat-trick and has been trialling well heading into this. Have you had a chance? I know you've been busy. Had a chance to look at the rest of the card?
I have not, but we're going to keep it with the Italian theme. Forza, Rispoli, Forza with Purton on him.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Nice, nice. Well, that pretty much wraps up our show here, our special Belmont Stakes Hong Kong racing show from here on site at the beautiful Saratoga Race Course. We'll keep you posted with everything that's happening on the Hong Kong Racing North America social channels, and of course check out the Hong Kong Jockey Club website for all your free PPs, trials, replays and more for the racing at Sha Tin this weekend. Any closing thoughts, Alex, before we close the show for the day?
Yeah, with the summertime late racing, looks like I'll be betting the races on the way to the airport airport and from the airport there until I take off. So I'll have some money to contribute to the handle the first couple races in the Sha Tin card there.
That's what time are you flying out Sunday?
5:30 in the morning.
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll be just 30 minutes before. Oh no.
I'll
Sorry.
get 1 or 2 races, I think.
One or
right?
two races before you fly out, and then hopefully you can get some Wi-Fi on the plane.
That would be lovely. That would be wonderful.
All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to this special edition of the Hong Kong Racing Show. We hope you have a fantastic week if you're playing the races at Belmont or if you're playing the races at Hong Kong or both. And we hope you find plenty of winners, and we'll see you next time on the Hong Kong Racing Show.